Um, you know, it is target individual. This is a video where I continuously talk about the psyops. I made videos about psyops specifically. I'm currently employed. As I try my best to be as functional as I can, but I understand this is the things I deal with. I will never be the best me then because of the state I'm in. I make videos, and I think me talking about what's happening to me is more important at this point because I understand my time is very limited. I'm seeing myself fading away. I'm seeing my body just breaking down. So, should I prioritize this this position, this job that is involving in the in the psyop in my as a target individual, or should I dedicate some time in making testimonials? And I choose to make testimonials as much as I can while doing both. But it's, I'm not functioning as as well as I would because of the circumstances I'm in, and now I understand that this is the that's the consequences of being a target individual. You cannot function well, and you are surrounded by bottom feeders who call you a nothing, where this trust is their job, and the projection of reality is what they've put together. The same people calling you a nothing will not be able to stand in front of you, which indicates everything. I don't have to. This is obvious, and this is why a target individual, you should not subscribe or identify with anything these people do. I was in a call, and I hate with me at this point. I have very limited patience. Before I was able to deal with it, but now I can't. I truly can't. If somebody says something, try to create this psyop, I will say something. They know that. I despise this psyop, but I understand it should probably is most likely they're most likely more frustrated than me. Because one, they want me to see them as this group of femme fatale women and mothers and parents and people who protecting their kids. Me saying that alone made me they forced me to get stimulations. And the validations. Oh my gosh. It's nothing worse to see a grown man and woman with extreme intellect, not even extreme, intellect, logic, rationality, stooping to a level where you like in front of you, and it's supposed to be gaslighting, but me, I'm seeing truly for what is happening. Like I'm seeing exactly, truly the action of somebody stooping to a level, a logic of a child in front of me. And I'm saying that I was like, thank God I didn't have to do this. First, they do these pedophilia things, which is something they've done to others. They're like, no, we match it to you when you're a kid. And they're like, they try to even create some, now you're in high school. Try to talk about me doing something stupid in middle school, having to even change that and make me even be like a high schooler. This is delusional stuff. Well, in reality, these people are here in a program that have done horrible things to babies, but also renowned to manipulate men and women in these pedophilia ways. I've validated that this is not just happening to me. It is a systematic tactic. But to add the cherry on top, these people who wanted to, first of all, play it as if this is their own, as if this is their money, this is just illogical. Actually working for entities where pedophilia is a big problem. This technology, all of that, of course, it's not this people I'm seeing in front of it. It's not this, like I know this is obviously governmental entities. At this point, there's no way to block that out. These entities, in governmental entities, pedophilia central. So much issue with pedophilia. They're only child like by the thousand. They're making fun of them. It's like, how can it even work? Not only that much porn on your government device. How can it even work? And they're here now. It's still, we matched it to you. We mapped it. It's still, we mapped it. Like, can you imagine grown men? And I'm listening to that right now in real time. What do you? And they're renowned to be doing this pedophilia type of torture to the point where so many others have said the same thing, that even when they survey multiple target individuals, yes, which include women, they say this like child porn is implanted in their mind. There's this woman who they hate at this point. Target individual. Messiah is so frustrated that there's testimonials from women talking about what they do to them, which include the pedophilia type of torture, and even torturing their children that they teach, or even their own children, that they start detesting this woman for speaking up reality, for busting the little bubble. They were even happy that somebody died. Like one of the target videos, she's dead. La la la, we won. Oh, and then they realize, oh no, that's not part of the psyop. Well, oh no, she's not dead. We freed her. We liberated her. This is the kind of people I deal with, and then they get so excited. Oh, you're gonna be so tortured, and then he'll fight. So I was like, what? We're talking about direct energy that can destroy my internal organs in 2.5 seconds. Who fights that? They come. Oh, he's gonna stab you with our knife. Wow. Oh wow. That's like, this is the kind of mentality of the psyops I'm around. Oh no, we're gonna use I'm gonna buy the rope myself. They're gonna hang you with the rope a bottle. It's our money. They all have this confidence based off, because me being a target individual, once you're a target individual, life is over. Basically, you can extend it, you can prolong it, but at the end of the day, you'll never be yourself anymore. You will never be able to live a functionable life. And so these losers, we find strength in that. Like, oh, we won so much. When what? The psyop is as fraudulent as it gets. It's more obvious, and they try to stay strong. Like, sorry. To them, being strong is to be like, oh, we're gonna ignore the testimonies of all the women that we're torturing, and we're gonna be like, oh, it's like, what? Clown, that is pure weakness. This is like a child trying to block out reality. No, I don't want to hear that. No, that's that. There's no strength. There's more strength in somebody who's like, yes, I'm involved in this program, we're torturing children and women, and I'm torturing you too. That is more strong. There's more strength in that than be like, oh, we're blocking that out. No, it's our money. No, just block it. No. That is pure weakness. It's weakness beyond earth. I'm dealing with people who their job is to create that psyop. You get that in the work environment, and you hear that. And it's crazy to hear that women are going through the same thing, and these people know this. But they've, I think, recalibrated themselves to think, oh, well, this is normal. This is life. It's not life. You chose to be involved in a program that does this. You chose to be involved in a program that does this to women and children. And you think I'm going to let you escape into this world where you, involved in this program with so much blood of women and children, tortured children and babies, I'm going to let you escape? You look at your colleagues. Look at who has to be day in and day out trying to block out reality. Children. Who do, you're nothing. I'm hearing my neighbors like 14-year-old kids. Or whatever, sounds like that. So you're nothing. Can you hear this bottom period? Okay. This is the things I deal with. And they try to gaslight me for all based on that RBC. You didn't see this trend happening. I was like, what? I'm here. I can't even eat more than 2 meals a day. I'm decaying. My body, my organs are. What do you mean I'm not seeing this trend? I understand that my death is like, my body is not functioning well. My brain is fried up. I'm having bumps on my skull. My skull is deforming. These losers have escaped, and I'm not gonna let them escape from this reality. Me, in this state, this trash will jump over. I've seen somebody try to be straight, like, oh, you should be so scared. It's like, what? You're so scared to even be on camera. What do you mean they should be so scared? Look at the level of fear you have on nothing. So you tell me that you're gonna be fearless? Look how cowardly you already are. I'm gonna be around like people who are gonna try to, but the dignity that I have will make me strong enough. You are so cowardly already that it will take such a minimal speck of tension or whatever to get a fear that I, who will face the worst things, will not even get to that level. Target individual, I know that I don't want to bring things to biblical aspect of things, but this feels like so biblical. I don't read the Bible like this, but I can't help but to look at these people. It's like, I'm better than all these people, and I'm not perfect. I know my imperfection. You're trying to erase that. You're trying to turn me into one of your entities, CIA guys. You are here in a program that killed women and tortured them. Listen to this woman begging, asking this woman, please help us. What? I said, oh no, you are part of that. And I see truly for that. Oh, and those women literally calling out. There's a lot of females included in this. It's like, what kind of woman is that? That kind of woman. Weak, weak women. Weak opportunists, men and women. The losers. My death is, like I said, these people will die. I will not want to live a life where I have to delude myself to that level. I could not. I could not. I could not. I could not. I don't care the community that is involved in this, meaning that you're not alone. The group thinking tactics. I could not look at least unless I grew up in that kind of nastiness, maybe. But as I am just joining in and be, oh my gosh, I would not be able to look at myself. I couldn't. Especially if I'm a parent, if I have children, and then I'm involved. Those people are the worst. They're the nastiest, because you have children. You're involved in a program that rewires the brain like that, and they'll be like, no, we just might it to you when you're a kid. You're in a program that is out here sapping children's genitals, suffocating 7-year-old autistic, and you're a parent. Those are the most disgusting human beings to me. If you're a parent and you're involved in a program and your job is to try to make somebody accept this nastiness, so disgusting. The babies, they show their babies so they can do their pretty things. Now we match it to you as a kid. You'll see, like, that's how you feel like. I'm work, even my job, I try to do my job. If I see a child in my, disgusting. I said, no, we mapped it. I know you would torture this baby I'm seeing right here. Kids with mental handicaps. Today, in 2018, somebody is talking about how this kids with autistic or Down syndrome, a baby, a 3-4-year-old baby, Down syndrome and other conditions, being zapped and tortured and raped and sexually tortured. And you think I'm going to be like, oh, we mapped it to you when you were a kid. You're renowned to do the perfect type of torture. And everything has, as bad as I've gone through these horrible things and these ways of thinking, which is disturbing, they've been humiliated day in and day out. Men in the CIA agents doing things to 2-year-olds, 6-year-olds, and well, me, we mapped it to you when you were a kid. That's how you see it. Okay. It's like, now you pay. They're in a torture babies like that with Down syndromes. And they try to use these 14-year-old childlike individuals who are renowned to be now that who are part of these programs in these ways. Do you think I think this trash is what? Oh, they've done too much horrible things to babies and women, and the tactics of manipulating people these ways and try to make them think in these illogical ways. Now we mapped that is you when you were a kid, and they try to make me feel the sensation they make me have. It's like, no, you felt like that when you were a kid, and try to make me think. Me at like 12, 13, 14, even younger, 9 years old. We mapped it to that. When I speak like that, target individual, when I make these videos, it's to show and portray the people who are interacting with me. This is how they sound. How many testimonial of children being raped by this low life, sorry, I should be more precise, being sexually tortured by these bottom feeders? How many testimony of target individuals saying that they force people to think in these pedophilia ways? And you listen to these bottom feeders who are supposed to agitate you by saying, now we just mapped it to you when you were a kid. There's a reason why they like to use these childlike individuals. There's a purpose. They think because they use childlike individuals, you as an adult man with logic, at least a little bit left, she'd be like, oh, this kid doesn't know. Like, this kid is a kid. She really believes she's mapping. She really makes sense. No, she knows better. Her job, she knows that her job, her war, is to make this man and woman be something they're not. Her job day in and day out is to do that. Her people around her are there, are participants, and she thinks it's okay. And she feels so special. Oh, we're valued. No, you're valued to work for pedophiles. I'm glad. Now you can talk about me as a kid doing something stupid. That's what a child is capable of doing. But I'm so glad that as a child, imagine me start working for this program where now we mapped it. It's you. And oh, look, that try to force people to, oh my gosh, and then grow up in this nastiness. What do you think the future is for people who grow up in this nastiness? Do you think they're going to be like righteous people? They're going to be trash. I'm so glad I'm dying like this with dignity. I know the stupidity I've done in my life. I know what I did as a child, as a stupid kid, to do some dumb things like that. That's what kids can do. I know that these people torture children. Can you imagine if I'm 14 years old, I'm in a program that is renowned for torturing babies? And stuff, and doing these horrible things to women? What kind of future is for these people? It's like these people who, when their kids involved in genocides, they tell them, oh, stop this person like that, do this thing like that. Yeah, they come back in. So I'm just thankful for that. And for these people who find the joy, the excitement to be involved in a program where they can do so much things to me, and they're so excited they're going to watch me die. It's like, what? My death is not going to change anything for you. If anything, it's going to add more fear to your life. I've seen people kill themselves while mocking me. I've seen somebody, literally, they forced me to have this stuff, like, awkward, and then announcements. This person is no longer with us. He had demons, and he was like, what? What? Do you understand? So I myself have accepted that these people have tried to escape into a reality, into a falsification of reality, to block out the reality of things. You think I'll ever be like, oh, what I'm feeling today makes sense. It's me when I was a kid. Of course I know it's not true. I know it's the peripheral things you do. They even manipulate my childhood memories to try to be like, we matched it, we mapped it. These people were renowned for this peripheral type of tormenting. Can you imagine you're a grown man, they're like, hey, no, you know what you're thinking right now? Yeah, the way you're thinking, we mapped it to you when you're in middle school, you're in your 40s. And while you listen to people saying, oh, they're doing this peripheral type of torture. Oh. And you hear the 14-year-old kid saying, no, it's you, we mapped it. They've been doing the peripheral type of torture. I don't know if it's a coincidence that these entities have a bunch of pedophiles in these agencies, but one thing is for sure, they've been manipulating people in this program to think in these ways. But the most disturbing thing is when I see these people in front of me with the psyop, as I'm listening to what they do to these women, I'm just listening to what they do to babies, as I'm listening to how they force people to think in these peripheral ways, literally describing what's happening to me. It's like, there's people around him or her, I don't know if what they're doing, but they try to change who I am. I was like, well, that sounds very familiar, huh? Death comes to all of us. Like I said, target individuals. Sometimes I make these videos after moments I kind of emotional, because I see this low life where they are, and they're trying their best to maintain these things. And I can't. I've heard too many testimonials of the horrible things they do. I'm too validated. I'm too validated for them to escape in that fantasy. So just say, listen, you're in this program where we torture women and children, where we manipulate people in special ways, and you're a target individual. And so that's it. You're gonna get what we do to others. Well, this one, no, it's our money. We're protecting kids, kids, women. No, it's you, we mapped it. This is the things like they do, which is supposed to agitate you. And you hear this childlike person like, no, we mapped it, you. And I'm like, oh yeah, sounds like this man, this target individual is like, who he thinks his 14-year-old next door neighbor Xbox player is the one responsible. And then you see this, they don't even want to be seen, they want to run. Because if I showed you who's talking to me, you'll know, it's like, oh, well, they are the pedos. That's why they use these childlike individuals. It's fair. They've been humiliated, and now they can do nothing about that. I'm thankful to God. I'm truly thankful. That's all I've been asking. I've not asked to be free, liberated. I've only asked, don't let them live their fantasy. Let me see them truly for what they are. Let me see, unmask them for what they truly are. They've been unmasked like a... And now they're like trying to playing with their hair, trying to distract me. It's funny how like sometimes what they do is to distract me from me thinking about what they do to women and children. What they do sometimes is they start looking at women, which I am not perfect. I know my imperfection, and try to make me start looking at them in a interesting way. I was like, oh wow, this is because you try to distract me. If you can do that to babies, you can do that to any person. This is so nasty, and try to make me think of this little trash little kid that try to do the same thing. I'm like, ugh, and they force me to get this stimulation. You know, they have this thing where they think them doing this thing to their hair is supposed to make me like, oh, like, no, it manipulate me. And so even the little kids, like little 10-year-old, 12-year-old doing this thing, ugh, I just want to, just like being disgusting trash. But that's the life they live. Imagine your life had consisted of you doing these things. I've seen these people, sweatpants and everything. Ugh, disgusting. It's like, oh, I'd rather die in the street than having to live your life. Man, what a non-envious life to live. And I'm dying slowly, according to them. But I'm seeing the effect of my body. I prefer to slowly fade away than having to live that life. It's so nasty. I'd rather lose my eyes, torch and scream. I will never be like, no, let me live the life of this trash over there. Target individual, we are suffering. We are going through some horrible things. We are manipulating these disturbing ways. They are trying to make you accept these things. But ask yourself, would you want to live their life? They're comfortable, right? They can live normally, function normally. Would you, suffering target individual, want to trade places with this person, tormenting you, the people around you? No. They know this. It's nothing fierce about them. They're cowards. They're nasty. They're pedophiles. They work for entities filled with pedophilia. They are here working day in and day out to try to turn you into something they call being winner. For me, it's like, oh, we'll win. Well, of course, my brain's going to go in this whatever ways you want. Manipulate me however you want. But there's one thing for sure. In my sufferings, I will never be wishful of your life. Maybe a wishful life of like being a normal person, not having to be involved in any part of this program. Yes, but a bottom fear like that, well, it scares me to even think about me being in their shoes. The little that it would take to bring fear in my life. The cowardness that they already living. Oh my gosh! Any little thing, I will get like a little I will get a little cold. Oh my gosh! I'll be nervous. Like, oh shit, is it time? I made myself talk in different tonalities. It's like, shit, let me go fry in burn, then live that life. These people are gonna die, target individual. They will die. The time is as limited as yours. Me, while they were torturing me, while they seeing me die, some of them have died. Some of them even killed themselves. I know we are in an isolated world, but trust me, this is a scarier life than you live. The fear they'll experience, it will be nothing in comparison. You will never compare. Your fear will never be comparable to their fear. Not that they're gonna go through worse things than you. It's because their cowardice is forcing them. It's just making them so much cowardness that the fear takes very minimal for them to be fearful. I've shook my head like this. I saw somebody just did this. This person stumbled. She was walking confidence in this meaning. I'm like, I just did this. Because she knew that, one, he's not identifying with these nasty things from manipulating. He sees through this bullshit. He's been validated. I know the entities that... I've been trying to use different tonality to say, oh no, it's you, we matched it. But he's so secure in understanding of himself that he's not subscribing to it. So what do I look like? A bottom feeder working for pedophiles. So all my target individuals, stay strong.